Hello, it's Tijana. Some people call me T. I'm going to teach you a little bit about emotional freedom technique, also called tapping, as it relates to addiction and anxiety. I've worked with addicts, I've trained social workers. I spent the last month training social workers all over the country to use emotional freedom technique. What what I love about this connection with tapping and working with the addicts is this. Addicts don't want to feel a feeling. They don't want to feel the disappointment. They don't want to see their children looking at them with sad eyes. They don't want to hear about it from their mothers or their partners. So if they don't want to feel a feeling, then they end up acting out. In fact, I was in drug court yesterday listening to these addicts talk about their anxiety. And what happens is they get anxious, I've heard it over and over again, and they can't think clearly and they act out. But when you think about it, what do you do when you're anxious? You say yes to things you don't want to say yes to, and you say no to things that you shouldn't, or you freeze, or you don't set a boundary, or you give too much. Different things happen because we feel anxiety. I always feel like if we could just learn to feel icky, we would be better off. But let's go back to the addiction. So over and over again, for like 3 hours, I heard the same reason for using. That is, I got anxious, I got stressed, and I did something stupid. You know, I wanted to say to them, you didn't really do something stupid. I mean, yes, it was maybe not in your best interest, but oftentimes I heard them say, I wasn't thinking clearly. And if you know anything about neuroscience, study it. When you go into stress, you can't think clearly. That is a fact. Blood leaves the front part of your brain and goes to your limbs so that you can run. It's called the fight or flight response. This video is not about that, but you could probably find it on any video for neuroscience or go to my website. Now here's the thing. If these addicts, and you for that matter, when you get stressed, you can't think clearly. That's physiological. Guess what tapping does? All right, everybody who's been to my classes, they're going to tell you the same thing. Tapping interrupts the anxiety trigger, which is the amygdala. And this isn't going to get scientific because I keep my videos very simple. But the bottom line is tapping interrupts the anxiety signal going to your brain, your body to say, freak out, you better run, you better do anything. And actually what happens is your frontal lobes, your thinking part of the brain, goes offline. And you literally don't even know you have choices. You can't see your choices. So when I heard these addicts say over and over and over again that they got anxious, and it was things like bills coming due, trying to get to work, things like you and I get stressed out with, they ended up acting out because they couldn't stop that response. What I see tapping doing is being able to help them calm themselves down so they can use one of the tools that they learned at one of the addiction facilities. Because if you want an addict to get anxious and open the big book or call their sponsor, they go from feeling a feeling to acting out. In fact, I think about it like a toddler, right? They feel a feeling, they act out. An addict does the same thing. We have to help them interrupt the signal going to the brain to get stressed out, and they don't know what to do. They don't have choices at that point. Tapping, it's so easy, it's free. Counselors, social workers really need to get this tool in their hands. If you'd like to learn more, that's all I do. I train professionals, and I'd love for you to check out my website. I have some articles on there for addiction. It's www.cosoconsulting.com. Thank you so much. Thank you for trying to make a difference because we are counting on all of you. Thank you.